Mountbatten plan comes. This is the only plan. Now this proposal contains these principles. Principle of partition of British India was accepted by the British government. Then second, successor governments would be given dominion status, autonomy and sovereignty to both countries, that is India and Pakistan. Then third and fourth and fifth is relevant. Both can make their own constitution. And fifth, princely states were given the right to join either India or Pakistan. Princely states had no option to remain independent under this plan. It comes thereafter in 1947, but Lord Mountbatten advises the Crown of the Chamber of Princes that it's not viable for most of you. You can't survive as independent units. But in this plan, they could join either Pakistan or India, depending upon several factors, but mainly the factor of geographical proximity. For example, hypothetical example, Delhi can't join Pakistan because of the land route not being available, etc. Now, my lord, next date, 27 June, your lordships may, my lord, skip, June 47. After the announcement of June 3rd plan, Lord Mountbatten spent 4 days discussing the situation of Jammu and Kashmir with the Maharaja of Jammu and Kashmir and clearly explained that independence of Jammu and Kashmir was not a feasible option. Then Viceroy, 13th of June 47, Viceroy Mountbatten invited Nehru, Sardar Patel, Acharya Kriplani, Jinnah, Liaquat Ali Khan, and Sardar Abdul Nishtar and Sardar Baldev Singh to attend an informal meeting to discuss the problem of the states. Lord, I may not read the whole. The purpose was that you create one separate department which would deal with integration of states. That was, my lord, the States Department, and the first secretary was Mr. V.P. Menon. My lord, this function under Sardar Patel. V.P. Menon was the first secretary, and he has written 2 books, my lord, as your lordships were told, on a request from Sardar Patel that you document it. You are the first person, yours have the first-hand information, and he has written both the books without being judgmental or without giving his value judgment. He has narrated the facts as he witnessed. Most of the documents are also signed by him. Letters are also signed by him. He had taken part in several negotiations also with princely states. Then, my lord, your lordships can skip 15th June 1947, Congress Working Committee. My lord, the same continued that will not accept divine rights of princely states. We are going for democracy. And, my lord, they rejected specifically the concept of paramounts. The Congress was dealing with this issue and negotiating with the Britishers and with, my lord, princely states. Then 17 June 47, Nehru wrote to Mountbatten stating that Kashmir was of first importance to India as a whole and specifically as a great strategic importance of that frontier state. We were conscious, my lord, from that day. Then, my lord, 18th June, Mountbatten urged on the Maharaja and the then Prime Minister of Jammu and Kashmir, Sri Kant, not to make any declaration of independence. He also pressed them to take measures to ascertain the will of the people and to announce their intention to send representatives to one constituent assembly or the other, that is Pakistan or India. The State Department, he told them, were prepared to give an assurance that if Kashmir joined Pakistan, this would not be regarded as unfriendly by the government of India. The Maharaja allegedly replied to the same by stating that he would never accede to Pakistan, as they were setting up a theocratic state. Mountbatten pointed out the dangerous situation in which Kashmir would find itself if it did not have the support of one of the 2 dominions after 15th August. Well, this is by Narayani Basu and V.P. Menon's book. They have reproduced. We have Lord Narayani Basu was, I think, granddaughter of V.P. Menon, and a very seasoned bureaucrat, subject to correction. The second part is subject to correction. Then, my lord, the State Department is formed. That date, my lord, your lordships can consider skipping. Then 3rd July 47, Sardar Patel wrote to Hari Singh stating that interest of Kashmir lie in joining the Indian Union and its constituent assembly without any delay, and also say that its past history and tradition demands it, and all India looks up to you and expects you to take this decision. At this juncture, India was not contiguous whole, and princely states were scattered across the length and breadth of the territory of the country. Then 5th July 47, department as the State Department was a part of the Ministry of Home Affairs headed by Sri Sardar Patel, came into being, and Sardar Patel issued a statement as under. But please see, my lord, page, my lord, 16, your lordships can directly come to, and only the highlighted part, my lord, so that I'm not, my lord, investing your lordship's time more. I have few words to say, my lord, your lordships. See, my lord, we have dealt with every princely state in a democratic manner, and everyone has voluntarily come, including Jammu and Kashmir, as I will show, my lord, further. I have a few words to say to the rulers of Indian states, amongst whom I am happy to count many as my personal friends. It is the lesson of history that it was owing to her political fragmented condition and our inability to make a united stand that India succumbed to successive waves of invaders. Our mutual conflicts and interns, quarrels and jealousies have in past been the cause of our downfall and our falling victims of foreign domination a number of times. We cannot afford to fall into those errors or traps again. We are on the threshold of independence. Then, my lord, again the highlighted part. But there can be no question that despite this separation, a fundamental homogeneous culture and sentiment reinforced by compulsive logic of mutual interest would continue to govern us. Much more would this be the case with the vast majority of states which, owing to their geographical contiguity and indissoluble ties, economic, cultural, and political, must continue to maintain relations of mutual friendship and cooperation with the rest of India. Lord, please, my lord, come to next page, my lord, 17, highlighted and bold part. But I am skipping something which is in the same breath, my lord, same line the Lord Sardar Patel says. Nor would it be a policy, but I'm reading the highlighted part only, nor would it be my policy to conduct the relations of the new department with the states in any manner which severs of the domination of one over the other. If there would be any domination, it would be that of our mutual interest and welfare. Lord, this is where, my lord, Sardar Patel showed the seeds of, my lord, federalism and balance of powers. That nobody would be dominant, nobody would be subservient. The only thing dominant would be our mutual interest and unification and unity of the nation.